Hello everyone and welcome back to my playthrough of Vampire the Masquerade Swan Song. Last time we continued the story as as she went to the to find the chantry, to kind of make sure that everything was still on the up and up between the prince and this new chantry with their unification. Turns out that they thought that she was there to finish them off because most of their chantry has been destroyed from the party. There was a lot of mindfuckery going on as she was thrown into something called the dimension, where it takes your memory and visualizes them, and you potentially get them back or not. I don't know. It was interesting. It was weird. Regardless, we eventually managed to talk to the head of the chantry, Deneb, and convinced him that the prince was not responsible for the death of, 3/4 of their chantry, and that, Prince still wants to make good on her promise of, unifying and everything, and even giving parts of Boston, which I'm not sure if the prince is going to be okay with, but we'll see how that goes. So we are now continuing this story as everyone converges back to the prince's loft, I guess. And we have some points to give out. So I don't know why we didn't get any security or technology before. What disciplines can we get here? I completely forgot. Presence is always good. Getting another presence. Durability, walls in the mind. Generates one less. Defends against opponent's skills. Increase the chance of winning by 50% in case of a tie. This is 90 though. So I don't know what that chain means. Does that mean that we get another chance, or it's stronger? Doesn't really say. Do we even want to upgrade disciplines? Do we not just want to upgrade our character as is? I mean, let's at least make those one, at the very least. So these can be focused, but these cannot. So I could also just level 3 of these. Okay, you know what? I want to go with deduction, education, and let's go with persuasion. Why not? I like it.
And like always, you've completed your mission.
Like always?
Those words don't come from me. You must know what they say about you here.
No, I don't know. Enlighten me.
Well, you have kind of a reputation. It's actually rather flattering.
What reputation?
What exactly do they say?
Oh, you want to know? I didn't think...
Simple curiosity, nothing more.
Everybody kept saying that Caleb Bazori has been in tough spots before, and that you come through them unscathed. They were right.
Don't listen to gossip. Forge your own opinions.
Don't worry about it.
It's not a natural thing here. It takes some experience.
Mens et manus.
Hey, I've heard that.
Mind and hand.
That's the MIT motto. One of my teachers used to say that the only way to really learn something is by doing it. You have a lot in common with him.
I'm unsure of how I'm supposed to interpret that.
It's a compliment. You didn't tell me what was in those files you gave the prince.
I don't see how that's any of your business.
To make up your own mind about something, the best way is to go to the source. And apparently, Jason Moore is well informed.
I see. You'll have to be patient, Fang.
Do you think your success on the mission could play to our advantage? I mean, for...
The prince will decide your fate when the time comes. Being useful to her can't hurt. How do you feel about it?
Honestly, I just want to get it over with. Like when you're going into finals?
Even if there's no going back?
It's a little late for that, isn't it?
It is.
Your child, Beryl Underwood, did he have any second thoughts?
I don't want to discuss it.
He's your only child, so I wondered how it went. Well, could you enlighten me?
You know, I'm actually kind of curious. I get the seduction of wanting to be a vampire, especially if it's someone like Caleb, you know, like a Ventru, like the blue blood, the high society, the strong, you know, like a man's man kind of thing, you know, very posh and all that. Even if that's not your thing, so many different clans to choose from, regardless. The seduction of being embraced, like, again, wanting to be a vampire and all that, cool. But when you realize how much politicking is behind it, and having to answer to someone like a prince for the rest of your life, is that something that you'd be okay with? You know, wouldn't you rather be a caitiff? You know, like an unclanned? Would you want to run around alone? You know, off the grid kind of thing? Or would you actually want to belong to the clans and give in to their politicking and all that, you know? It's a hard question. Because, again, the rest of your unlife, I guess, would be devoted to the prince, the person who runs the region, the area. That's it. It's hard. I'm not saying you're like going to be a slave or anything, but I imagine a lot of free will is gone. Like you can't even embrace someone without the prince's permission. I'm just wondering what you guys think. How you would deal with it. Let's answer honestly here.
Beryl is very different from you. He always has been. I was blind. It won't happen again. Beryl would have begged me to get what he wanted. Your patience reassures me. I'm making the right choice with you.
You seem to really have a problem with him.
Yes, and that's why you must stay away from him.
This separation between you, what caused it?
Don't dig too far into it. You know this is something I don't discuss.
That's too bad.
You know, I'm going to try the intimidation factor. Mainly because it's probably the best option here.
I'm not one to beat around the bush, especially on a matter like this. So either be frank with me, or be silent.
I'm sorry, it's just that it's not easy for me.
I'm listening.
Beryl asked me to come by and see him.
Did you?
I didn't think anything bad could happen. I actually thought that...
You ignored what I told you. Don't ever do that again. What did he want with you?
Nothing in particular. He wanted to get to know me. He told me about Seattle, the Camarilla. He was just being nice, that's all.
Oh, yeah.
Beryl isn't nice. He's dangerous. I'm going to have a word with him.
But...
Wait here.
Just one more, and then you can go rest.
All right. Thanks, Ms. Ortiz.
Someone's in trouble. Alright, well, considering I don't have any current bloodlust. I don't know which way I'm supposed to go.
A message from Caius. Need you downstairs. Urgent issue. Bad timing. I'm going to have to choose. Help Caius or speak with Beryl.
I'll go talk to Caius.
There's no point in hanging around here bothering me. It's gonna take me a while.
Very well, Mr. Sheridan. Please excuse me.
Oh. What happened here? Boston Domain, Princess Service, 2018, Gala Bazori. Index, February 4 to 9th. Hunt for Nora Vasquez, Franklin Park. Page 2 to page 6. The kindred Nora Vasquez threatened the Masquerade by playing with the court's secrets. Conclusions.
It's a good thing Journey had to sort it.
Target destroyed. Accomplice identified and arrested. Michelle Davis. Okay, March 12th to 15th. Thin Bloods, Woodlawn Cemetery. A group of Thin Bloods were hunting with impunity near the cemetery. Conclusion. 4 Thin Bloods destroyed and 1 escaped. March 20, hunt for Neil Fenn's Squantum Marshes. Neil Fenn's tried to blackmail the prince. Conclusions. Target killed. No witnesses. Destruction of the Weymouth Circle.
Go.
A kindred created an occult community in Weymouth. 1 kindred destroyed. 8 mortals killed. Evidence destroyed. Holy Cross Cemetery. The surviving Thin Blood from Woodlawn Cemetery thought he had been forgotten. Target destroyed. Hunt for the Miller brothers. The infamous traffickers of occult objects.
What a shitstorm!
Resurfaced. 2 kindred destroyed. Evidence seized. Delegation to the Salem Chantry. Dejan Siaka requested the presence of Gale Bazori to accompany him to Salem. No problems encountered. Some Thin Bloods thought they could escape us in Newton. 7 Thin Bloods destroyed. 1 mortal killed.
It's a good thing Journey had to sort it.
A disappearance of the Orion shipment. A very valuable shipment disappeared from the port. 6 mortals killed. Shipment found. Cool. Boston Domain, Decree of Embrace. I, Hazel Iverson, Prince of Boston, hereby authorize kindred Henry Donald Ross.
It's all gotta go.
Embraced in 1684, a prominent member of the Boston court, to Sire Vincent Winfield. The duly authorized mortal worked as an investment banker and demonstrated his value and his great discretion by enriching the domain. Henry Donald Ross has never been asked to sire anyone before. His patience commands respect.
Too slow.
Furthermore, his
What a
activities
shitstorm.
his activities in the Boston court have always been above reproach. In recognition of this, the embrace may take place at the sire's convenience before the end of April. So Henry Donald Ross has been a vampire for almost, 350 years, and he's never sired a
It's all
child?
gotta go.
That's crazy. Boston Domain. Kindred reported missing in 2016. Catherine Pye James. Embrace 1354 in Jerusalem. Last seen court meeting on February 14, 2016.
Too slow. What a shitstorm.
Henry Donald Ross. He's been missing. Embrace 1684 in Plymouth. Last seen visiting his child on March 17. That's my birthday. 2016. Benjamin Peckham. Pavel Emlov. Sarah Yang.
It's a good thing Journey had to sort it.
Excuse me.
All I'm hearing tonight is Lazarus do this, Lazarus do that. I can't wait to be done with this.
I've been at this for hours.
I'll have you. Yeah, I doubt this vision's really gonna do much here.
Mr. Bazori, I'm sorry, I really don't have time right now.
No one has time for Bazori. Make time, damn it. Provincetown Library. Maybe some more books in the First Kindred. Boston Public Library. Still have some unexplored archives. Taunton Public Library. Some works forbidden to the public. Undetermined nature. Jefferson Library in Boston. Probably some very rare thaumaturgical archives, but access is risky. Woburn Public Library, Unexplored Archives, Cambridge Library, 2 ancient tomes on the history of the Venture Room, Boston. What is this? Console sheet.
Sheridan knows this city better than anyone. Journey's sire, I believe, went east, as did mine.
Can you come help us? Please. April is really tense.
Checklist, evening of 9:04. Venue reservation, okay. Venue setup, okay. I think we've seen this already. Yeah.
A rose, of course.
If only Hazel would
Divas
listen to
sure
me.
love their theatrics.
You know, I just noticed this table. Very, very modern. Very gauche. September 4th, 2019, 9 to 10. Current business presentation of the annual report. 11 p.m. Unification party starts when all the guests have arrived. You want to go to the next page? Tour of Dunham's Red Salon. Private audience all night. Meeting with Underwood.
We're not moving fast enough.
All right.
Caleb, you don't come here often. Sorry, things are a little hectic here. As you can see.
What's going on?
Code Red. We're destroying all of our files. Following protocol.
Did you ask the prince for help?
Did you ask for a few hands?
Yeah. I keep asking them to send me a couple more people. Even kind would be useful. But apparently there are fires everywhere and it's taking forever. It's a huge undertaking. And of course, Hazel's putting major pressure on me. She's normally a little high-strung, but you can imagine how much worse it's become.
She's playing her part.
It's her job. She's trying to keep us from going down with the ship, no matter the cost.
I agree. And you know how much I love Hazel. But it's starting to get hard to manage. My efficiency might be the stuff of legend. But even I make mistakes. How about you? Is everything all right?
After last night, who could say that?
I mean, you know, your condition.
My condition?
You know, you're the eldest among us now.
Oh, the beckoning, right. Actually, that's something I've been wanting to look into. Mysterious calling drawing elder vampires away from their fiefs and fortresses. The elders are compelled to travel east towards the lands where mortal and vampire civilization began, into the fog of a shadow war fought over the graves of their progenitors. Yeah, it's something I've actually recently learned about vampire. The beckoning. I've actually played one of the Choose Your Own Adventure ones, I forgot exactly what it was called, but it's the one where your guy's basically like a courier. You know, you drive around and you deliver stuff or you pick up stuff, right? And you eventually potentially work for either your sire or your prince. You basically choose. Again, I forgot what it was called, but there was made mention of the beckoning a few times in there. And I hadn't known about it, but apparently it's been in the vampire lore for a while. It's basically, yeah, like a mysterious beckoning to, I believe, Egypt or around there. And no one knows why. It's just like a beckoning to go there. As far as I know, that's pretty much all I know. Is she worried I'll disappear?
Are you worried about me, or the void I'll leave behind?
You're an essential asset for the Camarilla. You disappearing now would be one of the worst possible things that can happen to us.
It's true that reliability is a virtue in decline.
Don't leave us. That's all. For Hazel's sake.
I've got my own reasons to stay.
I was wondering, what is it like? Do you hear voices? Does it come at you all at once?
I'm curious too. She deserves an answer.
It's more like a feeling. A light one at first. Then it grows and grows until it becomes unbearable.
It doesn't look so unbearable for you.
I'm hanging on, but you shouldn't worry about it. You're still very young.
Listen to us. Talking about growing old, like mortals do.
Yeah, my psychology sucks. What's bothering you?
What's wrong?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's just the Second Inquisition attack. You're the only person here who doesn't seem fazed by it. London seems so far away. Now they're here. They're destroying the people we know. I really need to get back to work.
Good luck.
That was a very quick turn. It's like we were in the middle of deep conversation and she just casually is like, I have to get back to work.
Only Hazel would listen to me.
Can I elevator? No? Alright. So I need to go to the first floor, I guess. I think I saw an elevator around here, didn't I? Right there. Or I could explore a little more. I just don't want to bump into Beryl. Council's quarters. Yeah, we'll go to security. We'll see what Gaius has to say. Gaius? I'm terrible with names. Apparently. Gaius frackin' Baltar.
Until then, if you have any questions, save them. Got it?
No problem.
Great. Weren't you the one who was doing surveillance on the Roxbury bunch?
No, doesn't ring a bell.
You all look alike.
Wow, that's...
I want a report on his activities pronto. I don't like the sound of that at all. Oh, there you
Gaius.
are. Follow me, please. We'll speak in private.
Gaius frackin' Baltar. Biochemistry. I think we read this before. Ooh, education now.
It appears that Richard is making progress on his stabilized blood, but he hasn't perfected it yet. Perhaps the Hartford Chantry will be able to help him.
Mr. Leto seems worried.
Alright, what's up?
You wanted to see me?
Happy to see you, Caleb. We don't usually let anybody down here, but I can bend the rules for you.
To what do I owe this honor?
I need you. Something's come up. On the night of the attack, someone sent a message to an unauthorized recipient.
Who?
Do you know who it was?
Not now, but I will soon enough. Otherwise, the prince will have my head. Caleb, I need your help. I get the feeling that it's all connected. It's too huge to be a coincidence.
Do you suspect anyone in particular?
Jara Drory.
What you're telling me is extremely serious. I hope you have proof.
If I did, do you think I'd be asking for your help? But I wouldn't accuse her unless I had serious doubts. Think it through carefully. For starters, she's one of the few who knows how the system works.
She'd be able to cover her tracks, wouldn't she?
Maybe. But maybe she made a mistake.
According to our intel, Jara may have been captured.
She was caught in her own trap. Anyways, nothing concrete. Just a hunch, if you want to call it that. In my place, under the current circumstances, I can't really go poking my nose in her business.
And I can.
Nobody will bother you. I'm not asking for much. Just take a look in Jara's room to see if you can find anything that ties her to any of this. And if you could do it quickly.
Why?
Because I'm about to erase a ton of data. It's the Code Red protocol. And since Jara vanished, the prince wants her personal data to disappear along with her. That doesn't give us much time. You in?
Yeah. I want to get to the bottom of this.
I could maybe go and take a look around.
Great. I found a key to her room. Take it.
Thanks.
It's our last chance to recover the data from Jara Drory's computer before everything disappears for good. Just insert this thumb drive and it will download everything I need. If she betrayed us, I'll know.
Fine. I'll go see what I can find.
Thanks. One last thing.
Uh-huh.
If you could keep this just between you and me.
Fine.
And don't come back to see me here. It's supposed to be sealed. It'll look suspicious. I'll send in an engineer after you. Give him the drive when you're done, but don't tell him anything. We have to keep this between us.
As you wish.
You know, as much as Jara... What is that? Dear Mr. Letter, your password has been changed in accordance with the protocol. New one is at the back of my workbook. P.S. I still need new processors to replace the defective ones. Is at the back of my workbook. Oh, here? Well, where's your workbook? So I need to find this person's workbook. As much as this person, like Caius, was giving shit about Jara, he doesn't really... He kind of sticks out to me too. Okay. Really? That was fucking stupid. I used up 6 willpower just so I can have 5 back. Oh, man.
This
All right.
is the first time we work together. I'm big on discipline.
No problem.
We read that last time. I remember that. Oh, whoops. What is that?
That looks like the key to a safe.
Are you fucking kidding me? And I just used it. I just fucking...
We're not the sort to twiddle our thumbs around here, but now...
Now what?
I don't get the feeling our interrogations are getting anywhere. I think we should bleed them a little before we question them. We're too easy on them.
We read that one last time too. So where's this person's notebook? Yeah. Is the notebook here? Couldn't read this last time.
Looks like
A list of ingredients and side effects. Jean wanted to warn us about the Hartford Chantry's favorite rituals. He doesn't trust Deneb Osborne.
Couldn't see this computer either last time.
Now's not the time for mistakes.
Okay. So, Quincy Market investigation report. Crimson Oaks could be behind the aborted attack. The Cape Cod jellyfish seem to have an exclusive backer recently. Octo Market. Several deliveries to a new group in town, according to Octo. One of the Quincy clients mentioned the Crimson Oaks several times. Several abandoned buildings were recently used as temporary havens by group individuals. Appendix. Annotated map of Boston.
We're going to wipe this server soon.
Migration of servers 23B to 27C. Meeting with Team 2 on the protocol. Urgent change passwords. Okay. Notes. Transfer interrupted at 12:53. I checked the logs and I don't understand what went wrong. A conflict with the firewall? We'll try something else. Shit, I administered letters of authorization. Call him back. Still haven't received the processors. 4965.
Looks
Okay.
like everything is in order.
So we got his password. So 4965. Okay, unauthorized transmission. It's still too early to say. I wasn't able to decrypt it. Unauthorized transmission. I want to know everything about it. Should we be worried? The reunification party is coming up. Dear Miss Soletta, you asked me to keep an eye on the transmissions, and I just detected an unauthorized one. Jara Drury. So we have to start from the bottom. Okay. Mr. I picked up a signal that appears to be an unauthorized outbound call. Could you come see me as soon as possible so that I can give you the details? Did you try to access my computer? No, I can't imagine anyone being able to hack in your computer since you change your password every 3 days. Besides, I thought you preferred handwritten notes. That's not something I'm willing to joke about. And the code read. My prince, I've just received a message indicating that the reunification party has been attacked. Should I trigger the code red? Code red. All are to go to the nearest safe house. Also summon MM Lewis, Gayla Bazori, and Leisha. Have you heard from Miley? I think she was there already. Unfortunately, we have no contact with anyone who was at the party. Miss Jara Drury was also there. The code red alert has been sent. Okay. So I guess he was telling the truth about it. I don't know where... Interview room. I guess it would have been upstairs, right?
Bazori, it's a pleasure to have you back here.
Thank you.
If you ask me, There's not much more you'll be able to get out of this retainer besides blood. But go ahead.
James, isn't it? Jason Moore's bodyguard.
Yes, Mr. Bazzori.
I've got some questions for you.
I've already answered so many questions.
Okay, why wasn't he at Moore's place?
You weren't with Moore yesterday. You went against standing orders.
No, he sent me to his office.
Why?
I was supposed to pick up some files. He was being really weird, like he was stalling for time.
You were supposed to bring him here, weren't you?
Yeah, but he said he had to get some documents from his place, and then he sent me to his office. At the time, I didn't think too much of it, but looking back on it, he was really doing everything he could not to leave with us.
You should have been more attentive.
Okay, what happened after that?
What happened once you got to his office?
I had a hard time finding what he wanted. He wasn't very clear about where I'd be able to find some specific invoices.
You lost precious time. You weren't his handservant.
When I came back, the police had the whole place roped off, so I came straight here. And since then, I've done nothing but answer questions and wait.
How naive.
Okay, about the party last night.
Moore was at the party. So were you.
Yeah, I don't like to talk about it.
Don't really have much. Fine, I guess I'll use one of my coins. Oh, what did it say in case of a tie? Yeah, this is the better one. Let's try it. Calm him down. Fuck.
I'm here to help you. And to help you, I need to know what happened. I need you.
I'd like to help. Really, I would.
Then it's up to you.
I hardly remember anything, except that they were shooting from all directions. We were lucky to make it out of there in one piece. Seriously lucky.
Anything else?
No. I'm sorry.
Does he know what's gonna happen to him now?
Do you know what's going to happen next?
I have no idea. Nobody's telling me anything. Do you know?
The prince will determine your fate when she has time.
I'm not a high priority, am I?
I wouldn't be in a hurry if I were you.
I could still be useful to the Camarilla. Please.
I'm not the one who needs to hear it.
That'll be all.
I must leave you.
I get the feeling I'll be staying here a long time. If there's another attack, I don't know how we'll survive.
You won't. Okay, guess I'm going up to the second floor.
Weren't you the one who was doing surveillance on the Roxbury bunch?
No, doesn't ring a bell.
You all look alike.
That's racist. Then again, it kind of feels like fucking Squid Games in here half the time. Why? What was her name? Hilda.
Our secret agent is back already. The soldier is on furlough.
Not for long, I'm afraid. The prince will undoubtedly have some new task for me.
At least she trusts you. She hardly speaks to her primogen. Even Beryl is in the dark.
He's not used to that. It'll be good for him.
I'm not gonna say anything about this, because it's meant for the prince's eyes.
Are you still not talking?
You could say that.
Any regrets?
What would I regret?
I don't see why I would have any regrets.
That's no surprise. Personally, I find that giving a child so much power is dangerous. The problem is that you have to watch them all the time. Otherwise, they end up making a mess of things.
You have to let them make their own decisions.
But trying to influence them is pointless.
You must be subtle about it, that's all. I give Mem just enough freedom so that she doesn't completely hate me. But I know exactly how to make her do whatever I want. Do you really think you'll have time to embrace Fang?
What do you mean?
Well, with all the elders gone, who knows who'll be next?
Wow.
That's not something I'm willing to discuss with you.
Suit yourself.
No, excuse me, I have to go.
Of course.
What's up, bro? This is Barrel's place. Well, can't do anything there. Richard Dunham.
It's locked from the inside.
I mean, how do you know that?
I've seen princes come and go. In the end, it always comes down to a struggle for power between the prince and their primogen. Hazel is strong, but will she last much longer?
A peace agreement that put an end to a bloody revolt. Ancilla against neonates. Camarilla against anarchs. A copy of a treatise on metal transfusion. Dijon gave it to Hazel when they first started working together.
We've read that one already. Let's see this side first before we continue talking. We read that.
The First Inquisition. The first time our supremacy was challenged.
Caleb, I was wondering when I'd run into you.
Victoria, what a surprise. I didn't know you had decided to walk among us.
I'm always where you'd least expect me. It feels like I've been away for ages. Boston has changed so much. The only thing that hasn't changed is your steadfast presence at court.
Is that a problem?
You know it's not. I'm just surprised, that's all. There's a whole world outside this city, you know?
I've traveled enough.
I've had my fill of adventure. I'm not interested in that anymore.
You're so boring. The world has changed so much since you last ventured out, Caleb. Then again, it's almost reassuring to find you unchanged. Iverson is lucky she can count on your loyalty. You're a valuable resource, Caleb, especially in times like these.
I'm only doing my duty.
Ever the cheerful one.
Wow. Does she hear the beckoning?
So many elders are gone, and yet, here you are. How is it possible?
Because I want to, that's all. I enjoy my existence. Why give it up?
But you must also feel that force. The insistent calling, night after night.
Yes, but unlike so many others, I have a reason to resist. Don't you?
I have to teach Fang.
I still have some ties that keep me here. I won't leave without having one more child.
You're sure taking your time.
I'm waiting for the prince's blessing. It shouldn't be long now. Fang will be embraced soon.
Fang! Oh yes, I see. She seems charming, spirited even. You have a knack for finding true gems. I remember your sire, Jean-Baptiste Tavernier, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct.
I didn't see him at court. I remember he was very popular back in the day.
He left with all the others.
Oh.
No, I'm not gonna bother.
I know the two of you were very close. His absence must have left quite the void.
The first few years were hard. I had a lot of respect for...
Talent gain puppet master. Is it this one? Use a psychology skill, increases its effectiveness. But I didn't use it. All right.
The man. His departure was like a betrayal to me. He left me alone, in charge of a city without a prince, surrounded by neonates. It was unfair.
I understand. You deserve better than that.
Not just me. The whole court fell apart when the Ancilli disappeared one by one. Building it back up was an ordeal.
But you did it, and you should be proud of what you've accomplished.
Pride is for the ambitious. I'm just doing my duty.
As always.
Sorry, guys. I'll be back in 1 second. Alright, apologies, guys. Did she talk to Fang?
You seem to have met Fang.
We had the chance to talk last night. She was pacing the floor while you were gone.
I told her to keep quiet.
And she did. She's a smart, young woman of great consequence. You shouldn't treat her like a child.
It's not Fang I'm worried about.
The court is full of predators. Fang is easy prey in the eyes of many.
She's more resourceful than you think.
Not against kindred this old.
Ugh. Oh, Caleb, please. Is it her pretty face that's got you acting like a knight in shining armor?
I'm just trying to protect her.
That's what I'm saying. I've had my share of protective followers too. Men who thought they could use their power to protect my delicate nature. I've survived longer than them all.
I'm not overprotective of her, if that's what you mean.
That's not the impression you give off. I hope you're able to find a balance, or you'll both suffer.
Okay. So, what is she doing here?
I hadn't heard you were coming to Boston.
Indeed. I wouldn't be stuck in this tower if I hadn't gotten wind of your arrangement with Hartford.
Well, isn't that a shame?
It's not been a complete waste. I met your prince, and I got to see a few old friends. I just hope it's not at the cost of my unlife.
Was she at the party?
You don't seem to be hurt. I take it you weren't at the party last night.
Heavens no. I was in your prince's personal suite. We hadn't even left yet when the Code Red was initiated.
Good timing.
Good timing indeed. When I think that the Second Inquisition's butchers were lying in wait, I'd shiver. If I could.
And did I miss anything while I was gone?
My obligations to Hazel kept me away from the court last night. Did I miss anything important?
No, nothing much. I ran into Burrell. He was with your charming little protege.
I don't like the sound of that. Did you hear their conversation?
That would have been very impolite of me.
Fuck's sake. Change the subject. Leave.
Good evening.
Goodbye, Caleb.
Good evening. I think I came from there, right?
There's no point in insisting.
The prince didn't ask you for your opinion.
Hazel can't just ignore me and then call me in like this. Now get out of here before I make your blood boil.
Mr. Siaka, you're taking a big risk.
Goodbye.
Oh.
Asshole. Sorry, I don't really have time for this.
Sup?
Now she's sending you.
Run into some trouble with the prince?
That's a question to ask Hazel. She's the one who doesn't know what she wants.
Something's bothering him.
You seem unusually tense. Are you sure she's the problem?
Obviously, the whole situation is a nightmare, but Hazel's not helping. She's obviously overwhelmed, and I'm not the only one who thinks so. I don't know how you still put up with her.
You owe your place in the Primogen to her.
What, you think I don't know that? I've always done my best to keep her from screwing things up. But when she reached out to Hartford...
What's the matter with Hartford?
Is there a problem with Hartford?
I told Hazel we can't trust them.
Do you have any evidence to support what you're suggesting?
She doesn't know Deneb the way I do. She wouldn't listen to my warnings.
Her plan was bold.
Risky is a better adjective. After what happened last night, I'm not sure you realize just how deep the shit we are in goes.
And I suppose you have the solution?
Maybe. Not that I'm happy about it. There's interesting stuff going on in other places. Boston's not the center of the universe.
We don't know who can be trusted. This is no time to leave. If the prince has kept you in the dark, she must have had a good reason for it. Just look at what happened.
Open your eyes, Caleb! The Boston Camarilla is crumbling before our eyes! What are the odds we survive?
Rats are the first to flee this sinking ship.
If you leave now, you're no better than our enemies.
You're one to talk. You know what it's like to feel called to be elsewhere.
That has nothing to do with this. Salem isn't elsewhere. You won't be any safer there.
It's just a starting point. We thaumaturgs will find a way to deal with it.
I see that you've planned for everything.
I've already lost too much time. You shouldn't waste your time either.
If you leave, Hazel will catch up with you.
What do you mean?
You know, she doesn't like people who have been disloyal, especially now.
Hazel doesn't need new enemies. She should be wary.
Be careful.
Goodbye, Caleb.
Well, as long as they're not going to be around anymore, I guess I could search your place. Interesting decor.
It's no time to make it pretty.
Meeting tarot. For those who are uncertain as to what the future holds for them.
Alright. I think Jara's room was right there, if I remember correctly. Nope, I remembered incorrectly. Whose room was this? Oh. Where is this? What an odd little nook. So if you want to come up here and just sit, you have to, and you're down there, you have to go all the way around, come all the way up, and then come here. It's so weird. Okay, anyway. Have we been in here? Because I think we've read this. Oh, this is where we
Let's
saw
see if
Journey.
Caius was right.
Connect the bug to Jora's computer. Yeah, this is where we already came here as MMN Leisha. Inspect.
Jara always was old-fashioned. Whatever's in this box must be important.
Use my knowledge, I guess.
It appears that this place was hidden with an illusion. It's not like Jara to let that kind of thing wear off.
Can I direct? Can I detect anything is what I want to say. Ah, so we're missing a piece. Okay, so now I know what to do. So the first one's left. 2 is either left or right. 3 is either left or right, and 4. So trial and error.
Jara has always been wary of new technology.
Oh, right. There you go. So left, right, and then that. So left, right.
Jara was conducting her own investigation. There is no way Caius would be expecting that.
Decrypt a conversation, September 4 at 9:30. Aquila, Corvus, use the old code. Corvus, the most recent one has been compromised. Notes, it's a good idea to keep the codes myself. Aquila, alternative procedure. Time of last contact, Corvus 7:07. Duration, 2 minutes 27 seconds. Anything to report? Notes, you are overconfident and have become lax on security. Of course, the prince wants to increase the surveillance of the port. I don't have all the details, but it could complicate your transfers. Notes, that's the best you can do. Thank you. I'll pass the word on to the teams. I'm still waiting for your last shipment of files. I'm working on it. It will be coming soon. In that case, Aquila out. This looks like a test to see if the identification will work without the code. Why? I need more information.
It appears Caius was wrong. He and Jara may have been looking for the same individual.
That should take less than a minute.
Something's supposed to be happening? Okay.
I hope Caius will be able to use what's on this thumb drive. I think that's everything. Now it's Caius's turn.
Arrival. It seems to be It seems the arrival is probably a time or a date, but we don't know what it is.
Hello, Mr. Missouri. Mr. Leto asked me to wait until you were done. He also told me you'd have something for me.
Yes.
Here it is. Give it to him, and him alone.
And don't ask any questions. I get it. Are you done here?
You may proceed.
Thanks.
I hope Caius knows what he's doing.
Hazel is probably ready to see me now. I won't make her wait.
Okay. And I think that'll do it for this episode. We will go see the prince in the next one and let her know what we have uncovered at Moore's place. I'm assuming by the time we even get to the prince, we'll switch over to... Actually, you know what? Let's do that. We'll probably be switching over to the next character, and we'll stop over there. We'll stop there. I don't even remember which way to go. Elevator. I need to go to the elevator. Which was... not this way. Right there. Interesting.
The prince is ready to see you now.
Yeah. You know, we'll
Just
stop
a
here.
second. I'll be right back.
Yeah, we'll stop here. Yeah, so we'll talk to the prince next time, and then we'll continue on either as Leisha or MM and see where that takes us. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.